Well, happy Hanukkah. Today is the penultimate day of Hanukkah, and tonight is the last night of Hanukkah. Now, does anybody else here light a Hanukkah menorah at home? I light a Hanukkah menorah. A few of you. Are you ready for some Hebrew lessons? Okay. So I want to tell you the story of Hanukkah in 5 minutes or less. A long time ago, in a galaxy, in a land far, far away, it's not that far, when the Greeks had come through the land of Israel, it wasn't called Israel yet, kind of the people were called Israel, it was called Judah, and had taken over Jerusalem and the temple, which was the main site of worship. People worshipped in their homes and together, but came together at the temple in Jerusalem. And they did terrible things in the temple. They did what's called sacrilege. They made a mess, but it's like if people came in here and spray painted nasty, racist, and oppressive things on the walls. And they did like that. But this one family, the Hasmoneans, you've heard of the Hasmoneans, right? You haven't? Oh, well, sometimes we call them a different name. We call them the Maccabees. You've heard of the Maccabees. Do you know what Maccabee means? Here's your first Hebrew lesson. It means hammer. Because the oldest brother, Judah Maccabee, Judah the hammer, decided they'd had enough of this. And they rose up against the Greeks and they drove them out of the temple, but then they had to rededicate the temple. Chanukah. That's what that means, rededication. Well, they had to clean it up real good. And they did. And they were going to rededicate it. Now, how many of you have ever been into a synagogue? A lot of you. Okay, a synagogue is not a temple. There's only the one temple. It's in Jerusalem. But in a synagogue, if you've ever noticed where the Torah sits in the ark, there's an eternal flame. Did anybody ever notice that? And that is the same as in the temple in Jerusalem. There's an eternal flame. The flame has to be lit all the time. And so they went to get the oil to light the flame, and they had enough oil for one day. You know, I ran out of olive oil the other day. So I went to the olive oil store yesterday. I did. There's a special olive oil store. I went to the olive oil store, and I got more oil. Just like that. But do you know it was going to take 8 days? They didn't have an olive oil store just around the corner. They were probably using olive oil, by the way. But they didn't have an olive oil store just around the corner. It was going to take 8 days for them to go and get the oil and rest on the Sabbath, because you have to rest on the Sabbath, and bring it back. But what are you going to do? They had the oil, and they lit the flame, and they prayed. And do you know that that oil lasted? For 8 days. It was a miracle. We say a great miracle happened there. Nes gadol hayashem. That's your next Hebrew lesson. Can you say that for me? Nes gadol. Nes, a miracle. Gadol, great. Haya, happened. Shem, there. Sham, actually. Sham. I keep saying Shem. It's Sham. Nes gadol hayasham. A great miracle happened there. So we play a game called dreidel. This is one of my dreidels. With all the letters, Nes, Nun, Gadol, Gimel, Haya, a Hey, Sham, a Shin, and we spin it. We ante up with peanuts or pennies or something little like that. And mine landed on Shin. I have to put one in. And depending on the letter, you either put some or nothing happens, or you get the whole pot, or you get half. What if you're playing dreidel in Israel? A great miracle didn't happen there. It happened where? Here. The dreidels are different. We say Nes Gadol Haya Po. A great miracle happened here. The Shin is replaced with a Pei. Did you know you were going to get such a Hebrew lesson today? And we give out Hanukkah gelt, little gold coins, usually filled with chocolate. Now, are there any Dezes or Olivias here this morning? They're not in here. Okay. So we'll have these after the service. And we eat fried foods to remind us of the oil. So when I go home tonight, I will be making my potato latkes. I say 1 onion for every 4 potatoes, by the way. I think that's the best ratio. And we fry them in oil and serve them with applesauce or maybe sour cream. I say applesauce. And we eat jelly donuts. And we light the menorah. Now, we're not going to light our menorah because it's not time yet. We do this at sundown. And if we're Ashkenazi, like me, we're Northern and Central European Jews, we add a candle every night. So tonight we will light all 8 candles, and the center is the shamus, the candle that's set apart is the helper candle, shamus. Can you say shamus? Helper candle. And if you're Sephardic, if you're a Mediterranean Jew, you start with 8 candles and you reduce them each night. Because you had more oil at the beginning in it, right? Being Ashkenazi myself, I'm partial to my way. What can I say? And we remember, Nes Gadol Haya Sham. Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle